Lisa Marie Presley was laid to rest on Sunday at a public memorial service at Graceland. Friends, fans, and family members came out to say goodbye to Lisa Marie, who passed away earlier this month. Now, Sarah Ferguson spoke about her longtime friendship with Lisa Marie and revealed that the two used to call each other Sissy. Axl Rose spoke about how protective Lisa Marie was over Elvis's legacy, then sang the Guns N' Roses hit November Rain on the piano, and Alanis Morissette also performed her song Rest. Lisa Marie was buried next to her son, Benjamin, who died in 2020. At the service, her mother, Priscilla Presley, read a poem written by one of her granddaughters that talked about Lisa Marie's grief from his death. Watch.
She knew it was close to the end. Survivors, guilt, some would say, but a broken heart was the doing of her death. Now she is home where she always belonged, but my heart is missing her love.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. Yeah. I can't. I mean, you dealt with your father passing, and you still go through a variety of emotions how many years later?
Absolutely. I mean, I'll do it for the rest of my life. You know, I look at her untimely death, and I'm going to try and walk around this slowly and be respectful. But when we say she died of a broken heart, I think the lesson that can be learned from her death and me spiraling when my father died is not calling it a broken heart. It's that we didn't have the skills to cope with tragedy. And unfortunately, if you look at world history, tragedy is everywhere, and it's how you deal with it. I wasn't dealing with it at all. I was still the same person the day that I got the phone call that my dad died that I was until I decided to get sober. I hadn't progressed at all. And I think when you lose a child, which is unfathomable, it's just, I couldn't watch a season of Fargo because one of the kids, I can't even look at that stuff. But, you know, I do understand her pain, and I do understand masking that pain with drugs and alcohol. But the difficult conversation to have once enough time is had and we can be respectful about it is there another route around this? Because unfortunately, a lot of people will deal with this. We'll all deal with tragedy and unexpected loss in our life. So how do we deal with it? And just saying they died from a broken heart, yes, but could they have been spared? And I think that's a harder conversation, but something that future generations, I hope, will learn how to do so we don't have to bury people in their mid-50s because she was too young.
Yeah, you could tell. You know, I'm not making fun of the way she looked, but it weighed on her, right? As it would weigh on me.
Yeah, absolutely.
As anyone else. You don't lose a son or a daughter. You don't lose your kids. Me passing away, that's going to happen, right? My kids are going to live on, but to lose them before that happens is, like you said, unfathomable. How we get around that in some sort of way, like you said, is appreciate what you have right now. Everyone's like, man, how lucky Priscilla Presley back in the day. You married Elvis. You have this beautiful family. You have the whole world. You're a Kardashian. Whatever other examples there are on social media. That doesn't mean anything. Happiness is your own. You don't need to be famous. You don't need to be married to a rock star or be a Kardashian to be happy. Appreciate what you have. That's what I took from that. I'm so lucky and happy with my family and the little things that we have. Nothing else matters. I don't need to be Tom Cruise. I don't need to be married to a Kardashian. It's what you have. And I would never, ever trade any of that away to lose a child. Never. Never. And in some way, life balances out. And unfortunately, for Priscilla to lose a child and a grandchild, unthinkable.
Yeah, and just very quickly, just check on those around you. If someone's died unexpectedly, it's like Carrie Fisher, Debbie Reynolds, remember that? She had a stroke. Just check on those people, make sure they're okay, because it's not easy. It's not easy.
And before we move on to the next story, I just want to end on a somewhat of a silver lining. It was revealed that Riley Keough, her granddaughter, Priscilla's granddaughter, she recently had a child. I mean, we don't know the exact timing and the date, but it's nice to know that there is some new life there.
Life continues on.
It does.
That's right.
Exactly. Whew. All right, so moving on to this next story that shocked a lot of people. Pamela Anderson is accusing Tim Allen of some pretty crazy behavior. In her new memoir, Pamela wrote that on the first day of filming the show Home Improvement, Tim opened his robe and flashed her. She said he claimed that because he had seen her naked, now they were even because she was in Playboy the year before. Pam said she was 23 at the time when she starred as Lisa the Tool Girl, but Tim is denying this ever happened. He told TMZ he would never do such a thing. Erica, what do we think?
I mean, it's not the most shocking allegation out there.
It's not.
It really isn't. Here's the thing. Like, I know that the generation below us has such a different experience. Like, I came of age in a Chicago nightclub scene. I have seen some things. Very few things shock me. I probably saw more than I ever needed to see at a very early, I was an adult, but really I started in the nightclub scene when I was like 18, 19 years old. So these things do not shock me because I have witnessed these things. The generation below us, I'm so proud of them, and it's amazing that because they won't be experiencing all of this the way that we did, but I'm not shocked by this. It also feels like, I know it feels like there's a pointing of a finger, whatever. It's like, she's telling her truth. That's her truth. That's why she put it in her memoir.
And it would be a strange thing to make up.
I was just going to say that. It would be a strange thing to make up.
It gave me, and I don't know if you guys got this, it gave me Charlie Rose vibes.
Yeah.
He was credibly accused of having interns come to his dressing room. He'd be wearing nothing but a robe, and he would rub up against them. And not only is that disgusting and perverse, in alleged, I don't know, but yeah. And what it is it's not only sexual, it's a way to show power.
Yeah, it's a power play.
Dominance.
Yeah.
If you think about, Tim Allen was pretty famous at that time, but Pamela Anderson was all world famous. And when you have this all world famous person on your set, on your show, you go in there and you show them who is the alpha in that situation. And that's why I feel like if this is allegedly true, allegedly, I could see that being what he did, not condoning it. It's reprehensible, but I think that was more of a power move. Like, hey, I know you're big time out there, but like here on this set, this is how we roll. This is my set, and it's my name on the bill. And I think that's where a lot of that came from. I don't think that he thought that she was going to fall in love with him. I think that was a power move.
Yeah, I think he played that kind of a caveman on Home Improvement. Ho, 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 I'm okay. There was this kind of sense of alpha male. That was kind of what in Tool Time with the itty bitty shirt and the itty bitty jeans, overalls. There was a reason for that, right? And I'm not sure that would fly today. I definitely think Tim Allen did this, and I definitely don't think Pamela Anderson is announcing herself with her truth with a lie. After everything we've seen with Pam and Tommy, she's going to want to set the story straight.
Can I ask you guys a question really quick, and just anybody jump in? Do you think if he copped to this, that he would be okay? If he said, yeah, I did that, I'm embarrassed, how do you think that would be received?
I think it would be tough because he was 37 at the time. Not to say that it makes it okay if you're in your early 20s, but I think people forgive you more if you understand that you're of a certain age and you were careless and stupid and you've grown up. 37 to me, I had kids at 37.
But isn't it another power play to deny this truth? Like, isn't that another play on his part? It's just odd. Like, I agree. I think if he had said, I did this, I'm embarrassed, we might move on. We might not see him leading a Fox or NBC show. But to say it didn't happen is a full-on other power play, in my opinion.
I could see that, yeah. I'd be curious to see if one person just tries that strategy.
Yeah, right. Just says, I did it.
I would say, like, hey, I did that. I'm super embarrassed about that. I've called friends and been like, I'm super embarrassed about what I did at your party 10 years ago. And they're like, what?
I think
but
you're damned if you do, you're damned
I think he's already on the ropes in his career.
Yeah.
Like this would bury him if he came out and said it.
All right, so we're going to go talk about the Razzies. So Oscar nominations came out tomorrow, but the Golden Raspberry Award nominations, known as the Razzies, are out today. Tom Hanks leads the pack with 3 nominations, one for Worst Actor in Disney's Pinocchio, which is also nominated for Worst Picture. He also scored a nod for Worst Supporting Actor in Elvis, and Tom Hanks and his latex-laden face and ludicrous accent were nominated for Worst Couple.
I just have to say I love Tom Hanks, and I put that out as a disclaimer. He's America's dad. We get it. Whoever's been picking his movies in the last 5-10 years has sucked.
Really?
Yeah. Name one good Tom Hanks movie you've seen recently. Pinocchio as Geppetto was horrendous. It was offensive. And then him is in Elvis. He was terrible with that accent.
Offensive to you as a cobbler?
No. How dare you? I meant offensive, not in cancel culture way. You're right. I should be more careful. But he isn't picking movies like the ones that we all go see him for. The Forrest Gumps, the Apollo 13s, the Saving Private Ryans. Where have those gone? These are all...
Well, maybe he's not being offered those roles as much.
You're not going to offer Tom Hanks these roles?
I mean, there's other people that will get those roles. Tom Hanks is getting a little bit older. There's always somebody coming up underneath you. And maybe, I don't know, but maybe he's just not being offered those roles anymore. Or maybe he's not interested in doing those. I mean, it's when you start talking about a movie career, you can hit a great run where you're Eddie Murphy, where you do Beverly Hills Cop, Golden Child, and then, you know, Coming to America. You know, but then you can just hit a skid. It's just kind of like what the public, when you hear, I listened to Jim Carrey talk about Ace Ventura, which we love. Of course, everybody loves Ace Ventura. He was like, I thought my career was over. To start that right after In Living Color, your first movie, they put on your desk, you're going to be a pet detective.
Right.
You think, yeah, of course.
And
now
they
we're
did
like,
Dumb and Dumber, right.
That could have been Bill Cosby's Leonard Part 6. You don't know what you have until, that was a terrible movie he did. But, you know, you don't know what you have until it's on the screen.
But don't you think he's had a good run, meaning his agent has picked good scripts so far? Now he's in a movie about a man named Otto with some kind of cat. Like, I just don't get it. Like, he was such a beloved, like, everything he did was gold because he picked good. Castaway, Turner and Hooch. Like, there wasn't a miss until about...
Turner and Hooch?
Great movie.
I love Turner and Hooch.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know if that's in the great movie category.
That was an obscure reference compared to all the other movies he's done. You said Castaway, Turner and Hooch.
They're right there with each other.
Yes.
You saw Pinocchio. You said it was great.
It was fine.
Yeah.
Maybe he's doing different things. You know what I mean? He's already done all that stuff. He's accomplished what no actor, I mean, you dream of that, right? So maybe he's doing other things. I have grandkids now or whatever. I'm going to do Pinocchio. He was fine. I mean, I don't think he was trying to win an actor being Geppetto, right? He was just doing a little movie. I think that movie, the Otto one, looks good.
Okay.
You know, but so I think it's good to bring people down anyways, give them a little Razzie, bring them down to level a little bit. You know what I mean?
I would love to get a Razzie. That means I was in a movie.
Yeah.
But you know,
I take it so seriously. I'd be like, thank you guys.
You totally would.